It's something that has been really appreciated by the learners and by myself as well.
I noticed that most people are indeed in need of help, especially education-wise. Hence, Time to Learn gave me the opportunity to work with different people, especially in different communities.
Time to Learn is a USAID funded project here in Zambia. It began in 2012 and will end in 2017, so 5 years altogether. The project really has two projects, I would say, within one. The first is the work that the project does to support the primary literacy program here in Zambia, and that's specifically done in community schools in 6 provinces. And we also have another project which supports orphans and vulnerable children in all 10 provinces in Zambia by providing scholarships and other services to those vulnerable learners. So again, the project is really twofold. One is to focus on reading in community schools, and the other is to focus on orphans and vulnerable children who attend secondary schools.
I've seen some underprivileged children, some vulnerable children who've had a chance to complete their grade 12 and score good marks. They have 6 points, those that never had a thought that they can even have a chance to complete grade 12. But because of the scholarship that Time to Learn was offering and that they offered to them, they few, if not a good number of them that actually did well.
We have worked with more than 2,300 community schools in Zambia, supporting early grade literacy in local languages in 6 provinces. And we work in 3 languages, Chitonga, Chipemba, and Chinyanja. So we've been successful at reaching, again, more than 2,300 community schools. And we've seen impact in terms of the reading levels of learners, specifically those who are at grade 2. The ability for them to read and write in local language has increased since the beginning of the project in 2012, which, as I said before, is going to finish in early 2017. So reading gains is, I guess, the greatest achievement that we've seen on the Time to Learn project. In terms of the work that we've done with orphans and vulnerable children, the project has provided more than 48,000 scholarships to learners who are attending secondary school.
We managed to support a lot of them with school-going costs, secondary school education from junior level to senior level. A lot of them were able to complete their secondary school education up to writing their exams, and a good number of them have actually since passed and gotten their end of year grade 12 examination results. Some of them are actually going to the University of Zambia. A good number of them will be going to tertiary institutions. But overall, the scholarship component has really made a difference in the lives of the orphans and vulnerable children in Zambia in the future.
So the 2 biggest achievements, I would say, of Time to Learn is obviously learners in community schools are performing better than they were before. Students who have been our beneficiaries are now graduating, and they would not have had an opportunity to do so before. And I would say there have been some other achievements in the project in terms of the numbers of individuals that we've trained over the life of the project. Quite a few, more than 13,000 teachers have been trained, more than 5,000 parent community support committees have been trained. Every single ZIC in the country has been trained, every single district resource center coordinator has been trained. So the project has achieved a lot in terms of reach, in terms of numbers. But we've also worked very collaboratively and closely with the Ministry of General Education and have produced the operational guidelines for community schools, which is a policy document a great achievement for the project. We've also created something called the Teacher Competency Framework for Community School Teachers. The first time ever in Zambia a framework like this has been produced for teachers. So we're very proud of that. And we're finalizing a framework for orphans and vulnerable children, talking about the best way to serve that particular population. So all of these things combined, I would say, are the greatest achievements of the Time to Learn project.
I remember traveling around the country, monitoring the activities that the project has done and the positive feedback that the beneficiaries were giving us. There's so many scholarship beneficiaries who looked so hopeful with the support that the project made, as well as the teachers and learners at the community schools that the Time to Learn supported in the 6 provinces.
It's been a wonderful experience both professionally and personally, working closely with the Ministry of General Education, with the USAID education team here in Zambia, and the wonderful staff at Time to Learn.
I've worked with the OVC department, the M&D department, and the teacher development department. I've been fortunate in that I've worked with almost everyone in the organization, and I've learned a lot from everyone in those departments.
Like the project name is, it was really a time to learn for me. I learned a lot with the different staff members that we interacted with.
As the name Time to Learn, I think we all have had something to learn from this project. Even if I haven't been part of the technical team that has been going out in the field, but just the fact that knowing what has been going on has taught me a lot.
Yes, it's been a great learning, a great family. Sometimes I said I was privileged to lead a group of interns, and then M&D assistants and M&D officers were so great. And
It was an exciting time for me. That's what I would say about Time to Learn.
And I always remember Time to Learn for the happy family that it has been, and also for the experience that they gave me in the monitoring field. Hence now, even though I studied agriculture economics, I've even decided to change my career and focus in monitoring and evaluation.
I think the things that I will remember most about this particular project, I think I'm touched by the type of work that we do. And if you, anyone out there who's listening, if you ever have an opportunity to visit a community school, if you ever have an opportunity to visit a secondary school where you have beneficiaries and where you have young learners, I think that's what you're touched by, is that the success of these young people who otherwise would have not had the opportunity to attend and finish secondary school, I think is the amazing thing. That's something I will always remember. And certainly the work that community schools do under the conditions in which they do it is also very touching, and that's something that I'll always remember. Close collaboration, close working relationships with many in the sector has been wonderful.